What is good, y'all? It is your boy, Mr. G, host of today's episode of Straw Hat Sit Down, episode 155.
Let's go.
Hey.
Let's go.
So, it's appropriate that today is the day that One Piece anime comes back, and your boy is in charge. I'm just saying, the king is back.
Yo.
No. I'm just kidding. Callie, have fun over there at Dreamville. Go tell J Cole was good, and that you should check out the Straw Hat Sit Down.
Yes,
And that Huss over here is his favorite fan, and also I'm a big fan. Yeah.
Go, bro.
But today with me, it's also another coincidence because Huss is here, but Huss, you're gonna be last as usual.
Okay, cool. We're
because
we have a special guest. It seems.
No, it's not special guest. It's because the real, the Straw Hat mod is finally back, yo. It's been 3 weeks, and coincidentally, mod comes back too as the anime comes back. So I'm just, just so many things happening this week,
Real
which has been awesome. Yeah. So mod, welcome back, brother.
Thank you for having me back. You didn't know, I'm linked to the anime because that's how I got started in One Piece anyway. So, yeah.
That's some meta shit right there.
Anime come back, I'm back. Let's go.
Let's go. Hype.
Yeah, but I've been good though. Happy to be back and talk about the chapter. So
we actually missed you, bro.
We do.
Last episode, we were like, dude, we need someone to be combative. We need someone to ask good questions. Right.
You need a little bit of you need someone there to stir the pot a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Help
we tried. Like me and Callie tried, but it's just not the same.
I'm glad to be here to help stir up the pot, help keep our minds sharp and stuff,
yes, and that's exactly
and talk about anything controversial going on. So let's get it though, because this chapter was crazy. It was a crazy reveal.
But before we get to that chapter, there's last but not least that boy what's good, brother.
What's going on, man? Shout out to you, Mister, for being the captain today, and shout out to Callie. I really am jealous. I enjoy the Dreamville Fest. Shout out to the GOAT J Cole, and shout out to Mod who's back. We're gonna have a great episode, and like Mod said, insane chapter. I got to that crazy part. I was stunned. I had to scroll back up for a second. Like I didn't just see that. So it's gonna be great to talk about. And I always talk about the anime, real quick if you guys want to, because I did watch the episode.
Nice. How was it?
And it was good. It was cool. The opening was really good because they showed it at the end, and so that was cool. And the animation looks dope. They have a few new of those screen catchers, eye catchers, like midway through the episode.
I love really those. Dope.
But the one thing I will say is, so I was watching the episode, and it's the episode where they revealed that York actually lost the Straw Hats, and she's on the phone with the Goro, she's like, "Please help me." So in that episode, we first see that the first day has ended. They're on the second day now. But we don't know what happened, bro. We know how Robin was really injured. Frankie says to her a line that was not in the manga. She says, "Robin, you're really injured. Blah blah blah, but you helped protect Vegapunk really well." And that was not at all in the manga.
Shit.
We get to see a little bit of how Robin got injured. Maybe she was the one who helped Vegapunk in the basement when York was shooting Shaka. So it's possible the anime might show more of the previous day that we get.
I was hoping so, and especially with
we did talk about it.
Especially with this time that they had, I wonder if they were going with Oda, like, what can we add? You know what I mean? Yep. To add a little more to it, because that's actually huge. But before, I actually wanted to have a few shout outs too, real quick.
Let's go.
Before we go to it, shout outs to a few of my friends, Garrett and Chris. They got me some more One Piece stuff for my birthday since it was last week. Complete guide of the card game and some custom One Piece stickers, which have been pretty cat One Piece characters, which are sick. And I'm a father of 3 cats, so
yes, sir.
I'm hyped.
That's so sick.
Yeah,
that's so dope.
Your boy finished. Let's see if Blackhawk sees this episode because I finished Blackhawk's Devil Fruit. So instead of doing the purple for Blackbeard's Devil Fruit, I decided to go for a silk black look.
That looks sick.
Right? It actually looks dope.
So and there's one other design that I'm keeping to myself, but I have to finish it, so I will show you guys hopefully next week.
We're excited for that, man.
And then finally, my best friends, they had a big move today. this week, and I want to say congratulations to them, and also shout them out, let them know that I love them.
Sure.
P&A, I love you guys, and they also got me this for my birthday. Looks sunny in this little, water thing, and it's just moving back and forth. I actually have it in my. I have it in my. I actually have it in my car. I brought it out to show you guys for the episode, but I'm gonna put it back in my car, and it's been chilling with us, driving around, enjoying our adventures in real life. So
that is crazy.
Yeah,
that is nice.
That shit, I love that. I love it so much. So thank you guys. I love you guys. Yeah, I just want to give them shout outs. Because gotta spread some love, bro. That's all we got. That's all we got in this world. But yeah, thank you guys. I am hosting today. We will be starting off on, like I said, we had the anime. I didn't watch the episode, but I see that even the manga characters are ready and watching. The return of the anime, which is awesome. I know
this is a cool poster.
It is. You see Luffy pointing at himself. Zoro's drunk. Everyone's drinking, chilling. But Usopp's like, oh my god. But this is really cool.
This is dope.
And what's another awesome thing about the anime being back is the fact that an episode aired yesterday, and an episode airs today as well.
Oh yeah, it's back to back. I completely
back to back.
I'm there, bro.
Hey, come on.
I'm there, bro.
I got you, bro. Yo, I'm on top of it.
Wow, that episode's probably gonna end with Luffy versus Kizaru at the very
end.
Wow.
It's been,
we're there, bro. I gotta see that. We're 100 times stronger line, bro.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, dude, that line's gonna hit.
I'm gonna hear that anime. And I'm gonna hear Luffy saying, "Oh no, I'm not ready." Oh man, let's go, bro.
Oh man. But yeah, this is an awesome time, bro.
We're back, bro.
One Piece is here. Fucking one of the Yankee players, Jazz, is all One Pieced out, decked out, because now this year the Yankees could be have more personalized look to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, they couldn't have beards. Always have to be clean shaven.
I remember reading that, yeah.
Short haircut and all that stuff. But now they could grow beards. He's wearing a One Piece sleeve with Luffy on it, and then even like a shin guard, for when he's batting, and it's sick. He's got the Luffy colors, some Wano design. It says Monkey D. Luffy on it. He's got a Gear 5. I know we talked about the Gear 5 chain before, but because of that, the Yankee announcers is talking about One Piece, very very monotone, but the fact that it's hitting mainstream sports like this, like the Lakers happen now. A Yankees player is big on One Piece. Like if anyone in the NBA knows, Steven Adams from the Houston Rockets is a One Piece fan.
Oh damn!
Yeah, a huge One Piece fan.
I actually didn't know that.
Bro, yeah,
big guy. That's crazy.
Big One Piece fan, dude. Like he actually has. Go ahead, Maud. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say this ain't even. Well, no, you go ahead and finish your sentence.
Oh no, because he one time early on, I believe he had like One Piece shoes, like Luffy and Zoro on his shoes or whatever.
That's OD.
Yeah, like it was early on. It's a long time ago, but because he's from Australia, so that I'm not too surprised. Because they're from down under over there, real close to Japan. But but it's and then also in Germany, Borussia Dortmund soccer team, one of the top soccer teams over there in Germany. They had a One Piece day also. They have 3 players that are huge One Piece fans that they're calling Ace, Sabo, and Luffy.
Hey,
yeah. So they're always taking pictures together, doing the poses and shit like that. Dude, it's One Piece is spreading. It's crazy, bro. It's awesome, bro.
And we also seen I think in football, some people when they get touchdowns, we seen I forgot one dude, but
or something like that.
Yeah, he did hit the gear second pose, and then a couple of other One Piece iterated symbolism and stuff when people are is soccer, football, and other things. Man, it's just a great time.
No, it really is. Oh my god, so good.
I honestly I don't even remember if Naruto got this much.
Never.
Nah, bro. They was at the Lakers, bro.
Bro, they said LeBron unlocked Gear 5, bro. Like that is LeBron James was Gear 5th on One Piece night that day, bro. That day was also Luka Doncic's birthday too, by the way.
That was a coincidence. And even crazier than the Lakers,
and they won.
That, like, it's so big in like soccer, like aka football. Sorry for my European niggas. Like, it's so huge there, you know. Like, you'll go to like so many games, you'll see even before like One Piece really had a big boom. You would have seen, you know, big One Piece like in the crowd. You know, they'll do like a color spread with all the people having, you know, one shirt, and then it'll all form into like one mosaic that's like geared to Luffy. Even like, you know, a few years ago, and now it's even crazier. So yeah, One Piece's rep is crazy. You know, it's taking it seriously with live action. The manga has gotten like 3 straight chapters like 4 times in a row like lately. I don't know if we've really taken that in too. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Gotta give the man credit, bro. Oda on that shit, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
Also the live action. One more shout out to Matt Owens. He was one of the showrunners for the One Piece live action. He actually stepped down. He was
like the guy, right?
He was the guy. He actually stepped down after season 2 for a little bit for health reasons. You know, but you know, thank you for everything, man. You'll feel better. Get whatever you got to get done, and I hope you get to, you know, you come back, because you could see the passion that you left on that in that first season, and I can't wait to see season 2. I think it's gonna be great. We will definitely be there, man. And like, thank you for everything, because you really took that doubt that everyone had of, you know, the criticism of live actions, anime live actions, which was fair. And you fucking shattered it with the live action One Piece. People doubted it. People doubted you. People doubted it. Doubted Oda. And look at what happened. Like, except for, you know,
and people who were legitimately skeptical of that, like, they went into it with complete skepticism. Yep. I've seen people that like people make YouTube videos. But people like in the YouTube community that was skeptical, making videos about it, saying like, I don't know about this, or I'm not looking forward to this, or this is going to be bad because they always have to do this. Yep. Same people, I went back and they legitimately said like, okay,
nah, that was pretty good.
This was actually good.
Yeah.
Remember. And so I was just like, damn, like, nice.
No, it's true. Like, we got to remember, the live action was Oda's final push for the people in the West, right? Netflix hits everybody, and look what happened. People saw a few episodes. They saw 8 episodes and said, "Ooh, how many people got into One Piece after that? Watching the anime."
Many, it definitely had to, because after that we saw a massive Netflix. Like, huge. Netflix was on Team One Piece, like that. Like,
they said, we got to get the current anime going on right now, bro. Like, the people that caught up
I was just like, damn, not that they put because they're not even. You go.
I know they're not even caught up. Yeah,
they're not even caught up.
I said, not gonna lie, I said bugged me out because my boy's like, yo, bro, what happened? Like, he's like, I was on Marineford, and then next thing you know, I'm in this place called Egghead. Luffy looks crazy. Like, you know, I kind of wish they didn't do that. Like, they had a better separation, or like maybe make like current One Piece arc like its own icon type of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, that shit was. Well, I think they're at Fishman Island, or I think they're past Fishman Island now in Netflix. I think I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I have to.
I hope so.
Look. I think so. I think they are, but it's just like, it's still hilarious. Like, Netflix said like, oh yeah, get the news still on here. Get all the movies, because all the movies are on there now.
Yeah. Everything, bro. But not all the episodes yet though. Calm down. We need people coming.
Not like 700 to 1,000.
Yeah.
Don't worry about those.
Oh man.
You got actors. You got Netflix actors saying that they want to be on it, or saying that they're fans of it, like the dude from Karate Kid. I forgot.
Yes. Miguel.
Cobra Kai.
Miguel, right? Kai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Miguel and Hawk are huge fans. They actually visited because I really enjoy the live action. I watch all the behind the scenes. They actually visited the set, and you see them, Hawk working with Taz, who plays Sanji, on kicks and stuff. Like, they were doing kicks and shit like that. Yeah. So people were saying, like, apparently, Miguel, whose actor's name is Zolo, he's also Blue Beetle. He people kept saying that he's going to be Ace, and there's been leaks that he's going to be Ace, but they never announced it yet because I don't know if we're going to get Alabasta just yet. Like we're getting some Alabasta, but not. Next season I think we'll get full Alabasta. And so I think that's when we'll see that. And then people are saying that that guy that plays Hawk, is going to be might be Sabo. So who knows? We'll see. That'd be sick. Because they get along with Luffy very well. From like their behind the scenes stuff.
That's fire.
Yeah,
but yeah. One Piece is taking over, man. Or we have taken over. Honestly, it's no longer happening. It's done.
and there's one more thing about it too. I think we mentioned it before, but the English dub. Even though I know we don't really watch English dub here too much, but
caught up, right?
But it caught up, dude. It caught up to the anime.
That's big time.
That's huge. So now that means that whenever, in theory, right, that whenever the anime airs in Japan, we could have an English episode out almost maybe simultaneously.
That's actually they're 100% caught up to the anime?
100% caught up, Mod. I don't know about the one that came out this week, but like from where it stopped last time, they caught up like a few weeks ago. So that's huge.
Okay. That is huge. That's like that shouldn't be understated. Like that's a big
it's huge.
That is a big feat.
It is. But yeah, all right. Sorry guys. I know we talking a lot about One Piece. Let's get into this episode, right? To this chapter, right?
Man.
All right.
Let's do it.
We have the cover story. We are back with the cover story. One Piece, chapter 1145. Wildfire in Forest Sector 2, Branch Route 8. So in this cover story, we see Yamato have their back turned, probably just giving page one. No, what's her name? Ulti
and page one.
And page one. Some space because she probably thought he was dead, but he's still alive because we can see on the bottom it says Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage Volume 30. Pei still alive. So what do you guys think about this cover story?
I'm ready to keep moving.
Yeah. We've been saying this for a while now. Yeah.
Yeah. Last week we just respawned because no one. I don't know who thought page one was dead. I mean, that would have been a crazy outcome. But that's all these whole character. But yeah, like we said, like I think Misto is the first one to really bring it up about Yamato and their potential relationship with Ulti and Page One after this, after having saved them and all that stuff. And now it seems like there's a big character moment right on screen. So Oda's clearly going that way. So we just have to see which direction he takes it.
Right, which way he leans.
So exciting because
not too much to dissect, but yeah,
if they become Yamato's retainers with Momo and all that, like Wano's gonna have a real nice force, bro. Like
that is a
real nice force. Then you got Zoe, oh man, things are getting ready. That's what these cover stories are for. Like Oda's giving us little bits of all the crews getting ready for the final war. Like I'm so hyped. So hyped. Yo, Majin Crow, thank you, brother. I appreciate you always dropping by and showing support.
We appreciate you, man. Even if it's not every episode, bro, we appreciate you.
Always, dude. I'm working on your Kaido fruit, bro. Don't worry about it. I got you, boy. But let's continue. Let's keep it moving.
Yes,
all right. So we get big ass Bronchiosaurus looking ass monster coming out, and why Huss, you're gonna have to help me with this guy's name again? I cannot remember right now.
Goldberg, I believe.
Goldberg, you are correct. He's saying, "Here it come, Mish Nash, huh?" And then this thing comes out. It looks like we know we read the chapter. It is a homie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like a homie because it is a homie. So it's like, wait. Comes out, blocks the attack from this big dinosaur, and here comes. Wait. Oh, that's Sanji's trying to do a move, right?
Sanji has Zoro on his leg, like.
Oh shit! Wow, look at that teamwork, bro. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's sick.
I guess I just read it too fast, but yeah. So, like you said, Sanji has Zoro on his leg, launching him at the monster. Zoro comes through and just slices his head off. Crazy, and you see all his blades are black and right.
Yeah, he hockeyed up.
He hockeyed him up, right?
He hockeyed him up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because there's no way. Dude, I love seeing Zoro and Sanji working together, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, but
also graphic. I don't know if it's been a while, but like they cooked that like cut his whole neck off. I was like, damn, I don't know. I haven't seen something graphic in One Piece like this in a while. Well, I guess other than people's heads getting blown up in Egghead.
No, that's
that
true.
Was also.
I was just gonna say though, like these are these are super giant dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, actually, this is big. They obliterated this thing, which is huge. It's bigger than mountains, probably.
Yeah, because I was like, do we really need both of them? But like, whatever, just to get things done quickly, and the fact that they're working together because they know how things are a little serious right now. So, because normally
they have to be also as big as like a small mountain, right?
Yep,
it has to be. So you see it towering. Yeah, I think towering over the mountaintops and shit like that. So, let's continue on, and are they just were they were just looking for food, weren't they?
Yeah. They seems like they're setting up, trying to recuperate Loki. So they're like, yeah, let's go out and get something to eat.
Okay. Word. So, we see them. They were looking for food, as they said. This looks good. And Goldberg talks about how groggy sauruses are a delicacy for giants, and it take a while to carve off all the fat, but it's great when stewed in alcohol. So they're just talking about. Sanji also asks about Nash, right? Because that thing, right? That thing is.
That was his name. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that thing? Is it just like a floorboard? Like
it's definitely a shield.
Oh, it's a shield, right? Okay.
Yeah, he goes on in the bottom right to talk about it a little more.
Yeah, he says, "Oh yeah, that shield came to life like that way back years ago when my dad went on expedition to vanquish Big Mom." Oh, Big Mom. Damn. So Goldberg kind of like a little bit like Peckham's a little bit.
Right? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Because Peckham's dad was the one killed. No, it was I think Pedro's dad. No,
Pedro's older brother, Zebra or something like that.
Yeah.
Pedro's brother he got like 80 years of his life taken. I think Peckham was with him, and they were part of the same crew or something like that. And that's why Pedro wanted to help against Big Mom. But yeah, it seems like because I know Goldberg, like I think Harjin or Gerd said that Big Mom and they knew Big Mom when she was on Elbaph. So I wonder if this thing he's talking about, this expedition, was then or even later in life, maybe. I don't know.
It had damn. So, because she was in when was Big Mom?
She was in Elbaph.
When was she in Elbaph?
When she was a kid with Mother Caramel.
That's when that happened. When she attacked.
Yeah. The whole. So the first thing that happened in Big Mom was Elbaph. They went to Mother Caramel had the whole thing in Elbaph, the orphanage or whatever, and then they did like the Selma fast, and Big Mom tweaked out, and then she burnt the whole village down because she couldn't handle the fast. And then they had to leave the village. They were kicked out, and I think actually what happened was that she went on a rampage. She ends up killing one of the chiefs, Yarl's friend.
Yeah.
And then they get kicked out. They're actually gonna kill her, but Mother Caramel stopped the fire with her homie ability, and then they left, and then they went to another place. So then the second place later is where Big Mom ate everyone. And I think Hodgin might have seen it, but. So yeah, so she was on Elbaph for a little bit. They got kicked out, and then she later went crazy later. So I think the first time is what he's talking about when she killed one of the chiefs.
That makes sense.
What they're talking about.
Yeah, because I was like, "There's no way she went back to Elbaph because she's been trying. She's been trying to like."
Yeah, she definitely wants to smoke with them.
So I'm curious, like, how did so they took her? So I wonder if they just took her away and because like she was young though, so she probably doesn't remember exactly where Elbaph was. You know what I mean? Like if she was on there already, or did Elbaph move? I don't think Elbaph.
I think they just went somewhere outside of the village.
Okay, that makes sense. But
it's a huge place.
But yeah, okay. So we get, like you said, confirmation that this Nash is a homie, like you said, is a shield, and they talk about Sanji. I think says, "Oh, so he's like Zeus then." And Nash is like, "Oh, what? You guys know Mr. Zeus? He's like the most exalted of all homies." But he's now a navigator, manservant to our navigator. So.
He can't believe it. He's like, "What?"
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. I still don't know how it works. Like, if Big Mom gets killed, oh wait a minute, she is dead, right? Supposedly.
That is an interesting
allegedly.
question, actually.
And I still am one of the biggest.
I know. That's why I had to give the air quotes. I had to give the air quotes.
Her ass is not only I think is still alive, but I think that she's going to be here on Elbaph too. Like it only makes sense. Like this will be the art to bring her back into the fray, especially since that like one, like the fact that one of the main characters of the arc is using a homie.
Yep.
Like that is already like another red flag I got. Like and two, usually like the devil fruit decease usually. Like they did the devil fruit effects decease after the person is dead or whatever, right? Like we assume like I forgot what it was, but basically
I think knocked out specifically, like it was like knocked out, and then you can assume dead for sure.
Right, yeah, you can assume definitely dead for sure that like a devil fruit's abilities is gone or cease to function. But the fact that these dudes, because it's not like these are separate devil fruits within objects, right? These are legitimately like the souls of
people,
of people and herself.
And herself, because Zeus is herself. Yeah.
So how is she quote unquote dead but alive in Zeus? Like that just makes no sense.
No, that's
what's interesting. I think that's definitely Oda, like the fact that he's bringing Nash up, this homie, and the whole reminder about Zeus, and he even uses the word homies, right? Like that's the most exalted homies. Like bringing, like I was thinking about it actually. I was gonna say about the fact that we have this first 3 pages of chapter dedicated to them getting food. I was thinking about that right now, and I was like, I wonder if it's just Oda taking his time. But no, this homie thing is probably a huge piece of the arc, as Maud's saying, and it definitely is making you think like, is this a devil fruit where things can continue after death? Do you think Big Mom's dead, or do you think she's not? And another little piece of related information is the Boa Hancock, when she was fighting Blackbeard, and she tells him that my ability will persist after I die.
So I could give credence to this, even though Big Mom being dead.
This might make you think like, okay, it won't matter. This doesn't matter if they show me Nash, because I know that some abilities persist after death, but
like a red herring. One of them.
You basically exactly. It's exactly like now we have these pieces of information going either way. So there's something to think about.
Yeah. No, that's good. And yo, headcanon real quick. That shield is actually Nash's dad. I'm just saying.
I was thinking that. I with that.
You know?
I like that. He wants to protect his son, man.
Yeah. You know, like
I like that, bro.
Shit. Damn. You know, that shit was crazy. I like that we.
Another crazy thing about that.
We on that.
Yes, sir. Another crazy thing about Nash is that we actually like have seen the first time they show Goldberg was in a cover story with Hodgson after. Just Rosa. We see that we saw his face on the shield, so some people thought he was a homie before. I saw a Reddit thread. I wanted to bring up one of these episodes, I forgot, where someone was like, is Nash's shield a homie? Because we got a little more focused on him. And so Oda foreshadowed this a while ago, which is crazy, man.
Yeah. Oda be doing that, bro. Oda be doing that.
But I do think this is a red herring, though. Big Mom is definitely coming back, because that's just like, it's too much. Like
a whole 3 pages of this, like in this kind of high tension climax situation. Like I completely agree with you. Like this is here for a reason. Excuse me.
Yeah, like I'm definitely looking forward to any kind of more information that Big Mom is still alive, and hopefully, because like here's the thing, I think it's entirely possible that she's still alive but don't come to Elbaph. I think that is in the realm of possibility, but I'm looking forward to the idea that she will be at Elbaph, like, at any point. like
you said, there's no other arc for that to happen.
This has to be.
Another arc, but this is the one.
Just like with Usopp. Same thing.
Yep. It's been built up for 300 chapters, right? So, I believe. Also, it never sat right with my soul the way Kid-in-Law never really beat her, respectfully.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, not like Kaido, not like Luffy beating Kaido.
Her to be defeated.
Yeah, I agree. But let's keep it going. Yeah. So we go back to Hydrogen, Luffy, Gerd, Loki and Roto.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about. I was gonna say I think that's it, but I forgot Roto existed completely.
Yeah. So they're talking. Think it's Luffy. Is it Holy Knights? And then it's, oh, that's right. They showed up here. Like Loki's all like dying, and he was on death's door for a bit, but he's doing better now. Still wheezing and shit. He's humans. He explains that they're humans from the world government. You're saying that's who beat you, and they're asking him like, "That's who beat you this badly?" And he's like, "Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying." Like, duh. Like, how many times do I gotta say it?
Facts.
And Hydrogen is just because he's his older brother, but he's still very bitter with him. He must have given them reason to seek vengeance when you were rampaging beyond the sea, which confirms that Loki got off this island, and Shanks is the one. Like, that's how Shanks stopped him. Had to be.
Yeah, I think so too. When you said that before, I read that, I was like, oh shit.
Yep. So he got off the island, dude.
Yeah. This definitely like complete. We know that now. We know for sure, and he was doing crazy stuff. I think we heard it like little like rumors of it like earlier in the arc, and we know for sure. And I think his line later, like if I'd gone far enough to run into them, not to skip ahead a little bit, Mister, but when he's like, if I got far enough to run into them when I was out there, I'd be king of the world by now. I thought that was such a crazy line. Where like, what were you doing? So I think so he killed his dad 14 years ago.
Probably ran away
6 years ago, and I was wondering like, what was he doing for 8 years?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that was an interesting line. That if someone that strong, what was he up to for 8 years? I just thought that was interesting.
I feel like we would have known if he was rampaging though, because Hydrogen says that, but he's just being a little bitter right now. I feel like we would have had some knowledge of that maybe.
And this line is kind of him downplaying himself, right? He's like, dude, I didn't even get I didn't get that far. And in terms of like that means like I wasn't a big enough problem for the world government to be on that kind of radar. So I was like, that's an interesting line, like because again he was out there for 8 years. So
no, so like you said, I got in there far enough to run into them. I'd be king of the world, which is true because that means that you've met the final bosses early on.
I just realized how crazy the line of King of the World is.
Yes.
Compared to later in the chapter. Oh my fucking god! Oh, I'm having an aneurysm, bro. That's crazy.
So Luffy's like knights from the world government. That's all he picked up from this whole thing. Like just got to keep it nice and simple for Luffy, bro.
Yeah, and I guess I will say that this is the first time the Straw Hats have heard the term.
Yeah, no, that's true.
If I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
The only other person to say this was fucking Dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still hasn't moved.
We're not seeing him for a while.
Callie, I know you. He has the calendar check mark right now. Like, well, Dragon still didn't show up yet. Yo, how many chapters until that?
He listened to New J. Cole. He just like sneezed out of nowhere. He's like, I gotta that bitch has to get Dragon.
And then he's just fuck Dragon, bro. He's just mad, bro. Dragon punk ass man, worst that ever, bro. Like shit. Oh man. Okay, so someone says, "Hey, you guys, look what we caught." Oh, Goldberg. They're like, "Oh, that's huge." I'm talking about the Dragiosaurus, and Zoro just showing, "Hey, I delivered the killing blow." Trying to get credit. I feel you, bro. Mm-hmm. You got to get credit when you can. And then Sanji, being a dick, being petty, saying you should have been there, and super sarcastic, which I actually do appreciate. Instead of just outwardly insulting him, he's like, "You should have been there. I've never seen such a graceful soaring broccoli."
That was scathing.
oh shit! And then they started arguing, which we were waiting for it to happen. They talk about what's the other guy's name? The shipwright. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Stanson.
Stanson.
Yeah.
I was going to Stusen. I was like, that's not correct.
Oh, yeah.
Stanson. He went to go get trees, so they're trying to definitely cook up this big ass dinosaur to eat. And
that is the most immediate part. The most immediate reason there was a 3-page part of them catching a dinosaur was to interrupt that conversation about the God's Knights, so that didn't get too far, too early.
Yeah, no, that's true. Damn you, Oda.
I mean, but that's how Oda's always.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He always does something like that, especially when Luffy learns some shit that we need him to know about, and get his opinion on or whatever action. He diverts us away from that. He's like, all right, hey, look over here, look at this,
bro. The one time Luffy is almost like, he's like actually asking a question, and then he gets that, like you get his attention finally, and then you just take it away, like, hey, shiny pen over here.
And not to mention, what's the one way to get Luffy's attention away from something?
Oh, you already know.
Food, yeah,
exactly. Yeah, like it's just like too easy. Like,
but it was so funny though, because like Luffy would be the first one to start eating, right? But this time he gets a big piece, and he immediately goes, "Here you go, Loki, eat up!" Just throws it on him while it's still piping hot.
Oh, that was crazy,
burning him, bro. He's like, "Yo, Luffy, chill out. His wounds are gonna open again." And I really enjoy their interaction. I'm really kind of hoping Loki joins the Straw Hats to some manner. Like, I like how him and Luffy interact with one another. It's almost in a way, not in a way, but like just right now, it's just like that shit was too funny, bro. Because he burns him with the food, and Loki's like, "You trying to kill me?" And he's like, "Look, you're getting better. You're getting up already. You just gotta eat. You'll feel better, bro. Don't worry about it." I feel like Luffy's trying to act like a big brother. Putting Loki ahead of himself by making him eat first, so that he could recover. And he's a little worried about him. So it's interesting, even though Loki's freaking ginormous. But I cannot wait till we see. He's huge, bro. He's huge, bro. But I cannot wait till we see Gear 5 Luffy, giant form, like back to back with Loki. Oh, dude, that shit could be fire, bro. I'm telling you.
He's gonna have ancient giant horns like he had earlier too.
Yeah. All right. So Loki's eating. Gulp, gulp. He's feeling better. He's sitting up now, and he has something. He's like coughing because he has something stuck in his throat. And then Luffy's running to, "I'll bring soup," and he's like, he got it right off the fire. It's super hot. I don't know why Luffy's saying it's hot when he could make fire out of his hands and shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But he says, hot, hot. And he's like, look, you see, Loki's eyes are trying to like pop out, but the bandages are holding them back, because I feel like right now they would be popping out.
That's a nice catch.
Yeah, because you see like how they're like bulging a little bit outward, and then Loki's like, "I can see it bubbling from here. Stay away from me," because Luffy's just hurting Loki, bro. And
he wants to kill him, bro.
I absolutely love it. And the fact that he's saying that I can see it bubbling, bro. How could you see when you got bandages on your eyes, bro? How?
Good question, man. How did he know what Shamrock's face looked like, bro?
Yeah,
he can see, and he had the bandages as a kid. That's part of it. Just his aesthetic or something like that.
Exactly. So
yeah, I was going to say, like, those bandages always been there. I was wondering, like, can he just see through them, or is this the same situation as like Fujitora, where he could just see things because of observation hockey? Like,
but even Fujitora couldn't. They want to know what Luffy's face looked like. So even I guess can't tell you that. So it seems like he just has some ability to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, but no, that's true. Because it is weird. The fact that they're saying that I could see it, like it's not like I could hear it bubbling.
Yeah, specific wording. Yeah,
like he's not.
Yeah, he definitely can see perfectly fine, even despite the band.
Yo, I'm telling you, he's Daredevil, bro. He's Daredevil, bro.
Yeah,
I say.
Did you see that tweet of all the baddies? It's like, yo, Daredevil's not blind.
Hey, yo.
That killed me,
yo, Matt Murdock, baby, lawyer of law, attorney of law, baby. Can't see, but he pulls some baddies. But so we see Luffy pours the soup onto Loki, and he has more burns than before. And Loki's yelling at them, "Get him away from me!" This shit was so funny. And Gur's like, "Hey, Luffy," and he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." And Sanji's like, "You too, Gerd," because she's blushing and giving him the thumbs up. It's okay. And
that was funny.
Yeah. Oh no, because he, they don't care for him. So Sanji's like, "What did you guys do to make all? What did this guy do to make all the giants hate him so much?" And Zoro, like a badass, eating with his sword, which is not very hygienic.
It's not.
No,
it's
not at
considered all. Pretty.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's gross.
Pretty disgusting.
Also, I feel like it's weird that I feel like I should have more respect for swords than that. But they're in the wilderness. What choice do they have?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm guessing he was lying when he made that promise with Luffy. And oh yeah, because Sanji still doesn't know about the promise, while Zoro does, and Loki's talking about saying like where to find red hair now. That was what you wanted. And he's like, I wasn't lying about that. And I love that Zoro's like, we'll be the judge of that, and go on and tell us. And he's like, why should I tell you when you haven't upheld your end of the bargain and unlocked my last chain? You really? What happened?
I was just spitting like he's actually not even lying. Like...
Yeah, no, he is.
True, yeah. He is spitting.
Like, you really want to meet red hair that badly, eh? I suppose I understand how it feels to idolize a pirate you met when you were just a lad. And Luffy is like, oh, you make it sound you make it sound like you feel the same way about someone. And he says, yes, I did. And it pains me that I was only a boy at the time. And then we get a flashback of a young Loki going to a pirate that we don't know yet, saying, take me with you. I didn't come here. And then the shadow figure says, I didn't come here to meet a whelp like you. Stop making me repeat myself. And this guy is pretty big, because you can see there's minions on the bottom right. Because Loki's a giant, huge already. So even though he's a kid, he's still ginormous.
Right.
And then Loki says, fight me then. Shadow says, what? And then the next panel, we see Loki beaten real bad. Like stabbed real bad. Like you don't have to use a blade on a kid, someone says. And the same person that stabbed Loki says, shut up, Newgate. And if we know from anything, Whitebeard, Edward Newgate was, aka Whitebeard, was part of the Rocks Pirates. So, Expect D Rocks was the one who beat and stabbed the shit out of Loki when he was a kid. So he was the one that Loki idolized and wanted to join.
That was insane, bro.
Which is an insane bombshell to drop. Like, Loki wanted to be part of the Rocks Pirates. Like, that's crazy, know? Like, remember we talk about like how Rocks has like basically the all-star, like this is like an NBA game, like he has like the all-stars,
and then he had the number one draft pick after. Like, come on, man.
You're like, bro, like, geez, like how many like crazy top tier or strong as hell pirates
Kaido
was this guy associated with?
Big Mom, Whitebeard, so many, like Sussy, the
Gloriosa or whatever, like crazy, bro.
To so many, like,
Kaido, Big Mom, like apparently the dudes with the dude with the second most known treasure in the world. What is it called?
Arthur or something like that, or John. Yeah, John's Pirate or something like that. John's Treasure. Yeah,
him.
Davy Jones, right? No, was it?
Yeah, I think it's like a similar like
Davy Jones Treasure.
The guy that ran the Beehive before Blackbeard, who got taken out in the Rocky Port incident. Ochoku, Wei Ji, or his other name. Yeah, so the Rocks Pirate definitely like.
It wasn't Shiki on it. Shiki,
Golden Shiki was on it too.
Shiki was on it.
You're right.
Yeah, she was on
like,
it. Crazy.
Oh my god! Like.
And just for like Loki, just for what it means for Loki, because I didn't even realize it until I reread it just now here, like as we were reading it.
They also had Johnny too. I'm just saying from Guilty Gear. Just
that might have been
Johnny from Guilty Gear. That might have been
Captain John or whatever. But dude, we saw him say earlier in the chapter, like, I would have been king of the world by then if if the world governments had enough to know about me. So like he clearly wasn't just, he didn't join them for sure. He definitely got, like, they told him shove off, but he got enough from Rocks to know about him. Kind of like how Luffy got enough from Shanks to know, Shanks' core values, right?
So
he wanted to be king of the world just like Rock. So he learned a lot about him. We're gonna see a lot about Rocks. It seems like from Loki's flashback.
So
Which is crazy.
that was the fact that you brought up Shanks is perfect because how Loki ends him, his speech is saying like, "I was born in the wrong era," because if he was born when Luffy was, and if it was Shanks instead of Rocks, it would have ended up differently.
Yep.
Because of who Shanks is, right?
Yep.
Meanwhile, Rocks, and that's why I feel like the fact that Whitebeard was the one that saw this, him beat up a child. That's why Whitebeard wanted to become like the father figure when he became the head guy, like and protect his children.
Yeah, it probably is a foundational experience.
Yeah, no, definitely, because that's a kid, bro. Like, damn.
Yeah.
And then because I still don't see how Whitebeard could join the Rocks, because Rock seems crazy, like to like the extreme, like a pirate, like a true pirate through and through, But
yeah,
but
you gotta remember, Newgate was the true pirate too. I mean, I think he was a nicer true pirate, but a true pirate nonetheless.
But it's probably like moments like this that he's seen, is probably what changed Whitebeard to who he was at the end of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because you got to remember the island he came from too. Facts. If I remember correctly, like where he came from at the beginning, it was very lawless, right? It was very poor, very kind of reminiscent of the one place in Fishman on Fishman Island.
That one area, right, where Fish Tiger was from.
Yeah, exactly. It was like reminiscent of that area. So it's like when you come from a shitty environment, you become
elements, that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you take elements from your environment just for survival. Yeah. And then when you travel outside of that environment, you still bring that with you. But like you said, maybe other things like that moment or some other moments made him, be like, you know what, I don't even want this, like, all that type of stuff. Because that's where the individualism and the core tenets of who you are as an individual starts to speak.
You know what? The fact that he made it like you don't have to use a blade on a kid. The fact that Rocks stabbed the kid while Whitebeard let his kid stab him and not stabbing him back.
Oh my goodness,
dude,
man!
My goodness, and I feel like dude, like that shit's beautiful, Oda. My goodness, I see you, boy. I see you. Like that's just huge, and I feel like definitely a foundation as to what created the Whitebeard that we that we know today.
Yeah, it's funny how this is like a transformational experience for like 3 people.
Yeah, no,
like in the scene. Yeah. Like I didn't think about Whitebeard at all much, when I read the chapter, but you guys bring out some great ideas on what he might have brought out of it.
That's why he's in this scene, because Oda wants us to see little glimpses like as to who he became. But yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, this is crazy. I just think the like what it means for Loki, and obviously this is why he literally is, he's talking to Luffy like about that idea, like be like having a role model and wanting to join a pirate crew earlier in life. Even the idea I was born in the wrong era. What's crazy is that Loki. Okay, this is like because he looks like Colin's age, right? And Colin is 20 years, like human years old. So it's crazy that if Loki was a human,
dude,
he would be old enough. To be on his crew.
Not just that. Oh my! Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's really all I'd say. Like, you sound like you got something,
bro. The fact that you mentioned Colin, my guy.
Come on,
thank you for saying that, because you know who Colin interacted with, who had a similar interaction with Luffy, because he went and attacked him, just like in this situation. And even though Luffy put up a guard and was ready to attack him, he held back, right? Because he knows.
That's a kid.
He knows better, and he knows that that's a kid, and also he's there to help him and become like his Shanks in a way. And like,
Luffy knows what it's like, like wanting to get it rough and tumble. You know what I mean? And also, he's a giant kid. Like he can take a little bit of pain, but
of course, but like it's huge because it also shows like how an adult, especially someone that you idolize, treats children like. Will change that child's path forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's probably going to be a huge theme of this arc. And
Yeah. Oh man.
I was gonna say Colin, another because Colin, you said he wanted to. He tumbled it up with Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Even before, like right before this arc started. Actually, but forget this arc in Egghead. Colin, when we went to Elbaph with Kid, Colin was asking Shanks to be on his crew like Luffy was.
Yeah.
So there's so much tie-in with these characters and that idea of wanting to join the crew. And I think it's just gonna be crazy. Like the whole value dynamic of what Shanks believes in and what Luffy believes in. Tying to what Rocks believe in or what Loki believes in. But the thing is, like, they're not just the same character. Like, Loki is a very honorable dude. As we saw, he didn't want to like give up his animal friends, right?
Yeah.
Like, even though he knew that becoming a world government member to save their life was actually disrespecting them in a way. There's so much interesting things, and it's just gonna be crazy when all these character values collide. And when we learn more about them. So this was an insane bombshell. It was a crazy job. This is one of the crazy chapters, I think. This might be the craziest chapter of Elbaph just for this little. I mean, other than Shanks having a brother, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few things already. Yeah,
This is crazy. It's just rocks, but anyway.
It is crazy, and like so many characters, like it just keeps revolving back to how when they were as a kid, like who believed in them, and like how they, Luffy, thanks to Shanks, is who he is because of that interaction. Meanwhile, Loki, he took the other path, but he still retained some of that previous, like I don't want to, I guess, gentleness about him, like with the animals, like very like with like how Luffy is. I don't want to say, I don't want to say naivety, like he's not naive, you know what I mean? But like innocence,
yeah, with some sort of innocence, a little bit.
Yeah, pure, right? But I think it's a perfect parallel for like his form of if he has a sun god Nika devil fruit, like the destruction kind, it would make sense. And like that's why his form is all like lightning and like destruction, like and stuff like that.
It makes me think a lot of Shanks and like the whole idea that he imparted onto Luffy of like like as long as like if people just say shit to you, it doesn't matter, but you can't let them put your hands like even if they they slap you or they spit on you, like they're beneath you, but like because like in a sense of like you're above that, right?
Yeah.
And we even heard the pen pal of whoever was on the phone with Loki calling him kind or whatever. And despite Loki feeling like Shanks is a coward for some reason, in a lot of ways kind of like him. So even despite having Rocks as an idol, so man, all these interesting things are gonna be shown to us, and I really wonder what it's gonna say about Rocks as a character. But we'll have to see, I guess.
Damn, he was so young. Yo, honestly, in this, real quick, before we move on, I feel like this could also show a little strain in the Rocks pirates. Like because we know that I feel like they all betrayed each other at some point because they're all just so like wanted to do for themselves type of shit. And I think that's what happened in God's Valley after they've clashed with the Roger pirates and stuff and the government, because we didn't hear about them afterwards. They were defeated, and I feel like it's because they just don't trust each other, and there was like
I think it's heavily implied.
Yeah, and there might have been betrayal because we've been told many times pirates betray each other.
Yup. So, that's a big timeline. Actually, it's like huge ethos of the story.
And
I think Whitebeard back in the day when he talked about his own goal and what he wanted it to be, he was talking about how I used to be a part of a pirate crew that they would kill each other. They never worked together, right? That was part of his big foundation, like we said. But one line that really made me think what you're saying is true, like the fact that they probably imploded at God's Valley because they gave up on each other, or like decided that their own safety was more important than the group's togetherness. Was that the line when Frankie saves Luffy from Saturn? Saturn says, "Oh, you're a pirate group that works together." And Saturn was at God's Valley. And he literally said when he came to Egghead, "Wow, it's been a long time since I was on the surface." So I think God's Valley was probably the last time. So I think at God's Valley, he probably witnessed the Rocks pirates like give up on each other and like implode because they didn't want to work together. And when he saw the Egghead, when he saw Luffy and them on Egghead, he's like, "Oh, this is you guys really do work together." I'm kind of shocked. So I do think you're spitting. I think we have a few points to prove what you're saying is true.
And it also shows you just like Zoro and Sanji putting aside them always fighting and stuff, but when it comes down to it, they work together, right? And that's Straw Hats all do.
Right, we also seen that before the time skip too at Sabaody when shit hit the fan, they didn't betray each other. They were like they were trying their hardest to make sure everyone stays protected. Like
facts.
You know, that's the sign of a true crew right there.
Hell yeah, bro, and I love it. All right, enough about this. Let's get back to what else is happening in this chapter. We are going back to where we left off from the last chapter with Dory and Bragi doing the Hakoko?
Yeah.
The Hakoko? the hot and cold sovereignty attack. The Hakoko sovereignty attack. At the Draugr, right? The skeleton thing. And I know I was like, what? Because I remember Callie last week was like, I don't know, man. Like they just beat these guys. Like that's a little too easy. I don't know. The Holy Knights seem a little too weak, right? But then what I say, I was like, what if they come back? These are nightmares, by the way. I don't see why they wouldn't come back. And goes to show you, this chapter we find out not only do they come back, but they split in three, like freaking hydras, bro. But like separated entities instead of all heads in one body. Like that's crazy. So we see Doro and Bragi and the old giant. I guess they're not the old giant pirates. They're just the giant pirates. Then there's the new giant pirates, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So we get the giant pirates attacking all the animals, the big ass creatures that are fighting. And they're like, there's so many ghosts, and all the giants are just like, yo, let's just wipe them out. And then someone's like, oh my god, that looks like Loki. You see on the left of their ship being attacked, there's a guy with a hammer that does kind of look like Loki. And Gabon says, I'll handle him, and he splits him in half. And yeah, this shit's getting out of hand because but they all realize these, that these are a child's imagination. Like these creatures are based off of a child's imagination, which is something good to know.
Yeah, they're not as devious as the real things.
Yeah, and then someone mentions like, would they have been stronger if kids knew about the real thing? So they're like, let's not find out because that like I was saying like last episode, like if they were to capture an adult and take out their fear, and it's like real life Fenrir or like someone crazy like Zerter or some shit like that, that'd be ridiculous. And then if they actually know like how they work and like their powers and stuff like that, and then they have that power that yo, his name
that would be insane.
Same Killingham, bro. Top tier. Yo, he's OD.
Yeah, insane Delver, yo. Let's just be happy I've never really saw Kaido.
Yeah, no, dude, he's crazy, bro. And I'm starting to really like his design too. So we see Gabon took care of the Loki, and he's like, notices that there are more of them now. 3. A trio have normal voices. They can try to hide, but I can still feel them. And he's like, even if Elbaph... Oh, okay. He hears the voices of the Holy Knights, right? And he's like, even if Elbaph isn't safe anymore, then it's truly the end of days. Okay. So I thought that was a very interesting line from Gabon.
The last part?
Yeah.
So
I honestly didn't expect Gabon to still be, you know what I mean? It's like still be here in a sense. Like, like does that make any sense?
No. Yeah, we kind of talked about at the end of last episode about like Gabon and his role in the arc. Do you think he was just gonna disappear? Because that's what we were talking about. Like, would he just disappear at the end of the arc? Like, what did you think?
I thought so too. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like the way I was a little sad about it, but I was like, okay, it makes sense because Oda don't want someone with such prestige and history or whatever to be involved in the main plot of the story. So when he said, if Elbaph is still here, come find me, like that made it sound like there's a conflict. I know there's going to be a conflict coming, and
he definitely saw it.
yeah, and if you guys take care of the threat, or if you guys actually take care of the threat afterwards, come talk to me. I thought it was going to be one of those situations, just like what's his face from Wano, Momonosuke's grandfather type thing, or like something like that, where this legendary figure or this important figure is going to give an info dump and all this other stuff. I thought that's what his role was going to be delegated to, but he seems kind of active, so it's like I don't know if we're going to be waiting until the end of Elbaph to get a reunion between them, but I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for
facts.
It's also always possible. Like he keeps, Gabon at on arms, like stationed in the village while Luffy and them fight the Holy Knights or whatever. There's like a lot of ways. Oda of all people is great at separating people that can't meet yet. But yeah, because there is a lot going on in Elbaph is a huge place. So it is surprising that if Gabon is doing the menial tasks, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And not just that. I feel like because we see him here, I'm still falling on the fact that I do think this is how you take out Gabon from the picture, with Colin, with the kids. So especially with this one, which we'll see at the end of this chapter. But like this is how, and I don't know. I don't think Luffy will get there to see it, but because you know how Nami is with the kids, so she's definitely going to be a big proponent to this fight, to saving the kids, and I feel like they'll save the kids, but somehow Colin gets taken, and this is how and Kaban is on the run. You know what I mean? And then it's like the Straw Hats chasing after him or some type of shit like that, or they're like, Kaban, you can't do shit. You got to stand down, or you got to take on Luffy. Like you got to stop him, or we're gonna hurt your kid. And then Kaban's like, I got to stop you guys. Like that would be
interesting.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. What do you think about his? If Elbaph doesn't need save anymore, then it's really the end of days.
Well, it showed to me, it hit hard because I guess this is like the last safe haven. Yep. You know what I mean? Especially from the government, and the fact that these guys are attacking Elbaph now means that things have ramped up for the government and for the bad people to finally start making some moves. And now the clock is ticking. He knows he's been waiting for this, and I feel like that's why he's at this point in Elbaph, the last point before we get to Laugh Tale. Same thing while Krakoas was at the first point, right?
Yep.
And then we have Rayleigh at the second point, a midway point with Sabaody. They've just been monitoring, waiting, and now this shit is finally coming. Like the government, Holy Knights are actually making moves. So they whoever, we know Dragon's got to make a move, whatever. But shit's hitting the fan, and I do think this also shows Ragnarok. Ragnarok is starting to happen.
Yeah, this final war is kicking off.
Yeah. And
I think another big thing is that the Roger pirates are almost at the witness stand because they're getting cross-examined after the Vegapunk speech about you guys have known for 20 years and you guys haven't done anything and you're the strongest people we know, right? So they definitely you're spitting about their place in the world and what they've been. Seemingly they have a plan, right? How they've been set up in terms of where they've stayed and what they've been doing. So. They definitely have something to prove, it seems.
Yeah.
So definitely. I guess we'll have to see what he wants to do by being here.
No, facts.
And also, it's just more crazy that he can see he can hear their voices through hockey. He can see them through observation hockey.
Well, he could feel them. He could feel them.
Yeah, feel them is the word I was looking for. Where no one else has been able to. Even Sanji.
Some Luffy. Key, bro.
So it's just kind of interesting to me, because we know that Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji each have their own hockey that they specialize in, and Sanji is observation hockey. I wonder if it's the same for.
I think this shows that Sanji might be able to get this form. He kind of showed it in Egghead. Remember when he was looking for Bonnie, and he kind of I feel the damsel in distress.
Yeah, I hear a woman crying out.
Yeah, so I think it's similar to an extent. But yeah,
actually, it's kind of funny because I was more questioning the other way around because we know that Sanji's specialization is observation, and I wonder like if the three the monster trio of the Rogers have the same configuration. Like,
I see.
Is Gabon the best
his
one?
Specialization observation. Yeah.
I think this one kind of proves it. This chapter
a little bit, yeah, because especially because they're the Holy Knights and they're really good at cloaking.
They said, yeah, let's hide our power level.
Yeah.
And he has picked up not only that he can feel them,
twice,
but that they're trying to hide.
Because he felt them the first time, right?
Yeah, and again, he was the only person to feel them, and the fucking Luffy and them were there, like they were close. So crazy.
So, all right, let's keep it going. We go to the firefighting team fighting the fire going on in Route 8. They're like, open the sea cloud hoses, which is pretty cool. Like, you see them attaching it to the clouds and just using the water from the clouds.
That's cool.
And they're just stating that like they're questioning. They're like, is this even working? Because these flames are huge. And Saul's there, and he's like, firefighters, I'm happy you're here, but you guys got to do more. You got to pick it up, bro. I took care of Fenrir over here, knocked out, but the kids are about to reach the flames. And it goes to show you, Saul is powerful, bro. I know we've said it before, but it took a good amount of giants to take down one of the Draugrs or one of the imagination monsters. Meanwhile, he took down this one by himself. So
quickly too, it seems.
Yeah,
he was a vice captain.
Vice
captain of the Marines.
No, good pickup. I forgot about that actually, but no, it goes to show you that there's still levels to this shit, right? So the firefighter, you see the kids walking into the fire. The firefighters are trying so hard, and like you see like the line that they're about to go into the fire, and Saul's just pleading, crying like, "Put out the fire! You could do it! Get them flames out! I'm begging you!" And these kids are just still marching, and what's his name? Saint
Summers.
Saint Summers is like, look at that Gunko. The kids are about to burn to death. What happens? Will they wake up? Interesting question, because like I wonder if the pain from that, but from being burned will wake them up. I don't know, because they did stab each other with the with the vines before, and they didn't wake up from then. Oh wait, they'll wake up from the heat. Yeah, you're right. They'll wake up from the heat, wail and cry for their parents, and be consumed by flames and burn into bones, I assume. So, damn Gunko, so dark. They're like, how about that? Now that's emotion, because I think he's been trying to stir some emotion from Gunko this whole time too, because she's very like, to herself.
Stoic.
Yeah, and very stoic. Great word. Damn, I was thinking of that word too, Malad. Good shit, bro. Yo, you guys are on it, bro. Yo, you guys are on it. Let's go. And then we see someone in the ocean saying "sea cloud," which we all know. We all know who this is. Come on. We know goats when we see one. And then
exactly.
Dory and Broggy are like, "What's wrong, firefighters? It's not going out. We're at max output. What are the options?" Saul's like, "Stop the children." They're stepping into the flame, and Saint Summers is just laughing maniacally because this guy's sadistic. Yo, fuck this guy. He gotta go, bro. And then we see Sea Cloud shoulder throw. Saul's crying, and Jimbei comes out and says, "That should do it. Was that in time?" And he puts out the fire, and we see the ship that Colin was on with Nami, Usopp, and Brooke, and they're all cheering like, "Yo, let's go, Jimbei! Yo," they're like, "That was too close." I got chills, bro. Like, that timing is clutch. He said, "Game." Like, just stop that shit, boy. Or at least tied game, because it's not over yet. Which was me on Friday night, just saying.
Hey,
buckets all day, bro. So we see, I think Colin's like, wow, like, seeing the water splash and stuff like that, and the fire's out. The firefighters are like, yo, what the hell? Like, the fire's completely out now. Jimbei being the goat, Chopper and Robin holding each other because they were bugging out too, because they didn't know what to do. It was not looking good, and Jimbei came in clutch, second time with another water throw, because he did it in Wano.
Yep, him and Ryza teamed up.
Ryza, combo
They
attack.
had the Marvel Rivals team up action.
Hey, yo, we gotta have combo attacks in our fighting game. I'm just saying,
Yes, sir. For 1,000%.
Right. All right. So everyone's saying like the wildfire in Forest Sector 2, Branch 8, which was the title, has been put out, and the kids are safe. The children weren't harmed by the flames, but they're still marching forward. And Dory Bragi and everyone, the giant pirates, are like, "Oh, that was a close one. We believed in you. Well done, firefighters." And they're like, "Huh?" And everyone's saying like, "Oh, they're the guardian deities of Elbaph. Let's go!" And they're like, "Yeah, that wasn't us, but at least they're safe." They definitely need to get a fishman, bro. I'm sorry, you gotta get a fishman in Elbaph. You have all these fire issues. Yeah, one fishman would have saved everything. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Where's the half fisherman? We learned about them, right? The half fisherman, half giant people, man.
Yeah, you gotta get one of them guys, bro. Just a shoulder throw.
To be clear though, Jimbei is one of one. Like there's no one among fishmen even. Not even like a
they gotta have like 5 fishmen just to do that. Then have a crew like just
one of the. Okay, the combined attacks. Y'all can do that.
Yeah, like a water or a combined attack. All right, but yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then Chopper's like, "Did you see that, Robin?" And Robin's like, "Yeah, Jimbei must be nearby because they know their go-to attack when they see one."
Yep.
And then we get Colin saying, "That was so cool, Jimbei, so cool." Everyone's thanking him, and he's like, "It's nothing, bro. Like that's nothing." The kids, even then Colin says, "The kids at school all hate me, but I think of them as my friends." And Nami's like, "Oh, he's so sweet. We're gonna save them together." And he's like, "Yeah." And then, dun dun dun, one of the villains arrives. Gonko comes on board the ship of Colin pirates and says, "So I suppose the school isn't the only place." And they're like, "What? Who's that?" All shocked, and then she's like, "To find a perky child," which was interesting. I know people on Facebook in a Facebook group chat were trying to make it a whole pervy thing, like she's after children.
None of that for sure.
Get out of that shit, bro. Like we know that the Holy Knights are looking for children. For what reason, we don't know. I think it's to groom them to become into a Holy Knight or something like that. Or we were talking about like to use as a hostage, right?
Yeah, it's and simple probably.
How much of a chip would it be if they stole Colin, the son of Scooper Gaban, half giant, half Roger Pirate? Like that's a big ass like hostage ship.
What would be crazy would be if she knew that.
Yeah,
then they definitely taking him.
No, yeah, good thing she doesn't, because then they're definitely, like you said, they're definitely taking him down.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll slip up and say something like, "Dude, my father is Scott."
I hope not. I hope not.
And then she's gonna be like, "Yo, word."
Bet.
No, what's that mean? The meme with the black dude with his eyes. They're like, oh.
Say less.
But who do you guys think could take on Gonko right now?
I'm not gonna lie, I fear for these niggas on the Straw Hat crew right now.
Because they're going to lose only because they're gonna be thrown off as to what the fuck's going on. Like,
her ability is crazy. Yeah, honestly, like, she has a good ability to deal with multiple people. Like,
no, wait. I think y'all missing the point though. Y'all have to talk about the fact that as soon as that fire was put out, her ass wasn't. I don't even think she was anywhere near the ship, and her ass is at the ship in 0.5 seconds. Like after that fire is put out, like just
she definitely like hopped on right after Jimbei. She definitely got here. But I think they're all kind of hot. I think like this is like a hub area. Honestly, I think everyone's kind of close to this. Like you can see the giant pirates looking down at the fire. You can see Jimbei save the fire and then hop right back down to.
We even
look at what Robin says. Jimbei must be nearby, and we saw that Gunko and Summers were watching the fire, so everyone's kind of close to here.
Yeah,
and she is a demon, and I do fear for them.
Yeah.
But I think it's still just the fact that she's on that ship in that quick of a time. Like, you gotta think they were just chilling somewhere, maybe somewhere close by, but they were just chilling somewhere, and they thought that the kids were going to burn. That means they didn't see Jimbei prepare the water or none of that. And the water extinguishes the flames, and she's on the ship right there. I'm like, yo,
they jumped into action.
They're not playing, bro. Oh man,
it kind of shows how quick they can pivot. To like Oda didn't even let us sit with the dub. He immediately is like, oh, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
So literally into from the frying pan into the fire, right? Type shit. So like no pun intended actually, but I think one big thing that might save them is the fact that she was listening to Brooke's CD last chapter. So there might be a funny interaction with her and Brooke. I don't know if it's enough to throw her off her mission.
Does she know about Brooke?
She was listening to a CD. The song "New World" that she listened to on her headphones is Brooke's song.
Yeah,
he was playing it at Sabaody. That was like a little Easter egg from last chapter mod that people found.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we did hear this. Saint Summers literally said a little bit of a quip after that. He was like, "Oh, there's something wrong with this world," because the song was titled "New World."
Yeah.
So I feel like there might be something there. And also, the Straw Hats are the Straw Hat Pirates. We saw them, like versus Saturn. When they had saved Robin, they kind of all clutched up. So I think I'm not gonna count them out, but also the Brooke interaction is gonna be a role interesting, head to head. But I do think it probably comes out with her stealing Colin.
Question: shouldn't Jimbei be a good, decent counter for her though? Like with the water, seawater, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
that would be clutch.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like.
I think so. I think,
but it might be too fast though.
If anyone's here that can like show a decent fight, it would be Jimbei.
Yes.
But I just don't feel like this doesn't feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like this is one of those situations where, like Whitehead said, where especially with that Easter egg, like Brooke is going to be pivotal to this next action.
Facts.
Yeah. But I do want to say, like Mod, I always have to shout you out on this point about like this is their first Yonko, like real. Everyone recognizes them as Yonko now.
Second.
And
first.
Yeah, like that one, like the egghead was them like being recognized. Now everyone knows, like, and even the only person who gave Luffy some respect out of the Gods Knights was her last chapter when she said, "Emperor Straw Hat Luffy, Pirate Luffy is here." So. I don't want to sell the Straw Hats short, even though I think Gunko is probably a problem, a super problem. There's Jimbei, and a lot of them. So I maybe they could put up a fight.
We'll see.
Because they're not. Yeah, I'm not counting. I don't count them out. Like I've been said, they're a Yonko crew now. It's time. Like they proven against what's his face. Was it Saturn?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. They're proving against Saturn. Like even the weakling trio, when they need to, can like
step up and somebody. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, against someone like that, it was a major feat within itself. So
I'm excited. This will be fun.
Yeah.
So this probably will also be how we realize just how strong Gunko is when she suns these niggas even.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what's gonna happen because Gunko moved. You know what that means? I think Saint Summers moved too. And I have a feeling
he probably went to do his own thing. Maybe capture the kids himself.
And you know who's by the kids? Saul. And if Saul gets caught by Saint Summers' ability, as a thorn fruit, who's gonna have a hard time touching him, or if he's like dying and she's trying to hold him, Robin. Yep. So I'm so curious as to what's gonna happen because like they could easily turn this on Robin real fast. Like she can't like save, like they can't save Saul, he's dying and they can't touch him like Robin or Chopper. Like that would be ridiculous, and this is how you get we finally get Saul. I'm just saying, but that's definitely a 3-piece right there, getting dark. But it's just I'm curious to see what he's going to do because he's not going to sit around and just watch Gunko have fun. I feel like we're going to see like Usopp Nami and then set up traps real quick, and like her arrow is just going to divert and dodge everything. And and get Colin, but
her fruit is gonna baffle these niggas.
Yeah, no facts. But we'll see how the Straw Hats adapt, and that's always what's fun about it, because they'll show off new powers that they got, and they start implementing it to their strategies and shit like that. But like they got to be on point.
And even if they don't beat them now, like Robin and Usopp or Nami and Usopp will put on the thinking caps and get their get back later for sure.
Always, bro. Always.
And we talked about Nami, having she's already going to be predisposed to hating these people because they were stealing kids and trying to put kids in danger. Like, even if they lose here, like, she's going to have a marker. Now she's going to have a marker on her back the whole arc, to get back versus Gunko.
Yeah.
Because if it ends with her stealing Colin, who they've already been ingratiated to. You know what I mean? Like, look at this is the second panel of Nami showing Colin a little bit of like, oh, that's so sweet, Colin. You know what I mean? Like, so she's gonna make an enemy of herself to the Straw Hats in a more personal way by taking Colin. So she's putting a target on her back already. So even if it goes badly, I'm sure they'll get their get back before the arc ends.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, facts.
But I think that's it. We had a long episode today. Yeah, we were in it. We were in it.
We were locked in. We were making connections, bro.
Oh shit. You guys have anything else you guys want to say?
Colin's face is hilarious. I love it. Like, like everybody else, they're shocked. Yeah, but Colin's like, what? And it's so funny because he's a giant. So it's like.
I think another thing is interesting about like all these panels. I just like my favorite thing about this arc so far has been the perspective of Oda, like kind of playing with the camera. You know what I mean? Having to make people seem small, having to make people seem big. It's just always interesting. And actually, the one thing I do have to say, if you guys have a little bit of time, I haven't watched the Morge video in a while, but I watched his latest one about Gunko, and we've heard all these things about Gunko. She doesn't have a saint title, unlike Kinglingham, Summers, and Shamrock. She was very cheesed that she was mad at Loki when he's turned down the Celestial Dragon Hood, which was interesting. And another thing is that she has the classic revolutionary hat and goggles combo, which again, you guys would be surprised how no one in the story has that except for the revolutionary captains.
I know we mentioned that before. We definitely picked that up.
We did talk about all that before, and so basically, I saw an amazing. I watched Moore's theory about it, and he had an amazing theory about her being potentially one of the people. Either she was one of the people that was held at the same time as Ginny or whatever, Bonnie's mom, or she could possibly be a clone of Ginny.
I was thinking
because, yeah, I thought that was a great theory because there's a lot of like value in it, and also Kuma and Bonnie are still here, right? Gunko has a lot of interesting things about her, like the fact that she was mad at Loki for not taking the Celestial Dragon Hood, which kind of might show that maybe she did take it to save herself from whatever life she was living before this. And B, the fact that she had the New World CD, which is obviously how I think Brooke was playing it at Saboti when they came back from the 3 time skip. Like, it's just interesting that Gunko is like, kind of pump faking, like having some sort of ideals. Kind of back and forth. So I like that theory a lot, and I want to look out for it and think about it more in the future. Maybe we'll see more pointing towards it. That's one thing I wanted to bring up this week for sure. I'm glad
that's a good one.
You reminded me.
No, that's a good one. Especially because like people say that someone always betrays someone in an arc. Or
yes,
like
especially in the latest arcs.
The latest arc. 3 arcs. Yeah. So like, what if the bad guys actually get betrayed with Gunko betraying them?
Yeah. And it could just be her programming getting fucked up, right?
Damn.
So yeah, we'll see.
Ginny clone. What if it's actually Bonnie's older sister? What if they did it before? Because she was captured for a bit.
Well, I think
wasn't she?
Bonnie's probably the oldest, yeah. Because it was like she was like only a year or 2. I don't remember, but it wasn't that long. So maybe if she is older, she wouldn't be this old. I think.
Oh, that's way older. Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, no.
So I think it makes sense for her to be a Ginny clone.
That would make sense because you could always adjust the age or like speed it up.
Yeah, it seems like they grow up fast, right? Yeah, and that hasn't been a big of a plot point, right? It didn't really come up in Egghead. So yeah, interesting.
Do we know any clones that have a devil fruit? If it is, oh yeah, you're right.
Dusty.
You're right. All right. No, good pickup. All right, Mod, you got anything else, bro?
Nothing in particular. Just I'm rooting for every step of the way that Usopp has the chance to prove himself. I'm looking out for him to prove himself now.
He's gonna get that hammer, that Loki guy. He's gonna get real near.
Yo, bro, that's a giant ass hammer too. Like, how does he?
I'm just saying he's like shrinks to him to become worthy. Like,
dude, the owl, by the way.
The owl?
The owl that could.
Oh
that,
yeah, the owl. The
yes.
owl, yeah.
It can make things bigger. Maybe it can make things smaller too.
Yeah.
And it gives them the hammer, or it makes Usopp big enough to use the hammer.
That's giant Usopp, giant Luffy.
Come on, man.
You see Usopp going like you know. Oh man, that'd be sick. Oh, I can't wait, bro. All right, no chapter next week, so we will have some side content for you guys.
We'll be yapping about something.
Yeah, definitely tune in, and hopefully we'll have all of us here. And then after that, the week after, we should have a chapter, which will be nice. Yep. But thank you guys for all being here. I appreciate it. I know it's longer than it has been our usual episodes, but we just had a lot of talk about today, man. Like we going deep into this shit, bro. Just sit down for real.
It was fire.
But
yes, sir.
Thank you guys for being here. Like Mod, Huss, always appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you for hosting, man. Great job as always, bro.
Seriously,
thank you, bro.
Yes.
Thank you. Actually, I do like hosting. I like, I guess narrating, being able to do voices and whatever, especially with the.
I was gonna say we gotta put you. If we ever do like a play, we gotta put you at Summers, bro. You was killing it, bro.
You gotta tap into that evil, But,
that little demonic. I was surprised.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Stay happy, stay healthy, spread love, spread peace. And keep getting better in your life, bro. Keep improving. And be honest to yourself. That's all we could do. But thank you guys, and we will catch you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that straw hat, sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that straw hat, sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Straw hat, sit down, crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut, always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's Huss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that straw hat, sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that straw hat, sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We